Hare Krishna. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pasyatya Desatadine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadha Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Gaur Pimanandi Hari Hari Bol Hare Krishna. So we'll read the nectar of instruction today, and then we'll have a session from about Dr. Anil Prabhu, Ananda Govind Prabhu. So we'll wait for that. So let's read the Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yenai Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaham. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय Nectar of instruction text 5. I'm putting the link in the chat. You can, if you want, you can follow there. The chart I put it. कृष्णेति यस्य गिरितं मनसान्द्रियेत दीक्षास्ति च प्रणमितस्य भजन्तामीशम् शुश्रूषया भजन विज्ञम् अनन्यम् अन्य निन्दादिशून्य हृदयम् ईप्सिता संगलब्ध्या. One should mentally honor the devotee who chants the holy name of Lord Krishna. One should offer humble obeisances to the devotee who has undergone spiritual initiation diksha and is engaged in worshipping the deity. And one should associate with and faithfully serve that pure devotee who is advanced in undivided devotional service and whose heart is completely devoid of the propensity to criticize others. Purport. In order to intelligently apply the sixfold loving reciprocations mentioned in the previous verse, one must select proper persons with careful discriminations. Srila Rupa Goswami therefore advises that we should meet with the Vaishnavas in an appropriate way, according to their particular status. In this verse, he tells us how to deal with three types of devotees: the Kanishtadhikari, Madhyamadhikari, and Uttamadhikari. The Kanishtadhikari is a neophyte who has received the Harinam initiation from the spiritual master and is trying to chant the holy name of Krishna. One should respect such a person within his mind as a Kanishta Vaishnava. A Madhyamadhikari has received spiritual initiation from the spiritual master and has been fully engaged by him in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. The Madhyamadhikari should be considered to be situated midway in devotional service. The Uttamadhikari or highest devotee is one who is very advanced in devotional service, and Uttamadhikari is not interested in blaspheming others. His heart is completely clean, and he has attained the realized state of unalloyed Krishna consciousness. According to Srila Rupa Goswami, the association and service of such a Mahabhagavat or perfect Vaishnava are most desirable. One should not remain a Kanishta Adhikari, one who is situated in the lowest platform of devotional service and is interested only in worshipping the deity in the temple. Such a devotee is described in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 11.2.47. Acharyam eva haraye, pujam hya shraddhaya ehate, na tad bhaktesu channeshu, sabhakta prakriti smritaha. A person who is very faithfully engaged in the worship of the deity in the temple, but who does not know how to behave toward devotee or people in general, is called a Prakrita Bhakta or Kanishtha. One therefore has to raise himself from the position of Kanishtha to the platform of Madhyamadhikari. The Madhyamadhikari is described in Srimad Bhagavatam 11.2.46 in this way. Ishvare tadhaneshu balisesu dishatusyasa prema maitri kripopeksha ya karoti sa madhyama. The Madhyamadhikari is a devotee who worships the Supreme Personality Godhead as the highest object of love, makes friends with the Lord's devotees, is merciful to the ignorant, and avoids those who are envious by nature. Can somebody read one paragraph?
Can read, Prabhu.
Yeah.
This is the way to cultivate devotional service properly. Therefore, in this verse, Srila Rupa Goswami has advised us how to treat various devotees. We can see from practical experience that there are different types of Vaishnavas. The Prakata Sahajiyas generally chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, yet they are attached to women, money, and intoxication. Although such persons may chant the holy name of the Lord, they are not yet properly purified. Such people should be respected within one's mind, but their association should be avoided. Those who are innocent but simply carried away by bad association should be shown favor if they are eager to receive proper instructions from pure devotees. But those neophyte devotees who are actually initiated by the bona fide spiritual master and are seriously engaged in carrying out the orders of the spiritual master should be offered respectful obeisances.
Okay. Can someone else read the next paragraph? We're reading the Nectar of Instruction, text 5. You can continue, Prabhuji. One more.
Sure. In this Krishna consciousness movement, a chance is given to everyone without discrimination of caste, creed, or color. Everyone is invited to join this movement. Sit with us, take prasada, and hear about Krishna. When we see that someone is actually interested in Krishna consciousness and wants to be initiated, we accept him as a disciple for the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. When a neophyte devotee is actually initiated and engaged in devotional service by the orders of the spiritual master, he should be accepted immediately as a bona fide Vaishnava, and obeisances should be offered unto him. Out of many such Vaishnavas, one may be found to be very seriously engaged in the service of the Lord and strictly following all the regulatory principles, chanting the prescribed number of rounds on japa beads, and always thinking of how to expand the Krishna consciousness movement. Such a Vaishnava should be accepted as an Uttamadhikari, a highly advanced devotee, and his association should always be sought.
The process by which a devotee becomes attached to Krishna is described in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antalila 4.192. Diksha kale bhakta kare atma samarpana, sei kale Krishna tare kare atma sama. At the time of initiation, when a devotee fully surrenders to the service of the Lord, Krishna accepts him to be as good as he himself. Diksha or spiritual initiation is explained in the Bhakti Sandarbha 283 by Srila Goswami. Divyam jnanam yato dadyat kuryat papasya sankshyasyam tasmat diksheti saprokta desikais tatta kovidehe. By Diksha, one gradually becomes disinterested in material enjoyment and gradually becomes interested in spiritual life. We have seen practical examples of this, especially in Europe and America. Many students who come to us from rich and respectable families quickly lose all interest in material enjoyment and become very eager to enter into spiritual life. Although they come from very wealthy families, many of them accept living conditions that are not very comfortable. Indeed, for Krishna's sake, they are prepared to accept any living conditions as long as they can live in the temple and associate with the Vaishnavas. When one becomes so disinterested in material enjoyment, he becomes fixed for initiation by the spiritual master. For the advancement of spiritual life, Srimad Bhagavatam 6.1.13 prescribes tapasa brahmacharyena samena cha damena cha When a person is serious about accepting Diksha, he must be prepared to practice austerity, celibacy, and control of the mind and body. If one is so prepared and is desirous of receiving spiritual enlightenment, Divyam Jnanam, he is fit for being initiated. Divyam Jnanam is technically called Tad Vijnana, or knowledge about the Supreme. Tad Vijnanartham Sagurum Eva Vigacchit. When one is interested in the transcendental subject matter of the absolute truth, he should be initiated. Such a person should approach a spiritual master in order to take Diksha. Srimad Bhagavatam 11.3.21 also prescribe Tasmat Gurum Prapadyante Jigyasu Sreya Uttamam. When one is actually interested in the transcendental science of the absolute truth, he should approach a spiritual master. Can someone read the next paragraph? Volunteer?
Prabhuji, is it shared? I can't see. Where is it?
No, I put it in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me share first quickly. Okay. What you can see? Can you see now?
Yeah, no, I can.
Okay. Yeah, read this one from here.
One should not accept a spiritual master without following his instructions. Nor should one accept a spiritual master just to make a fashionable show of spiritual life. One must be jitnyasu, very much inquisitive to learn from the bona fide spiritual master. The inquiries one makes should strictly pertain to transcendental science. Jitnyasu Shreya Uttamam. The word Uttamam refers to that which is above material knowledge. Tama means the darkness of this material world, and Ut means transcendental. Generally, people are very interested in inquiring about mundane subject matters, but when one has lost such interest and is simply interested in transcendental subject matters, he is quite fit for being initiated. When one is actually initiated by the bona fide spiritual master, and when he seriously engages in the service of the Lord, he should be accepted as a Madhyama Adhikari.
Thank you. Can somebody read next?
Yes, Prabhu. The chanting of the holy names of Krishna is so sublime that if one chants the Hare Krishna Mahamantra offenselessly, carefully avoiding the 10 offenses, he can certainly be gradually elevated to the point of understanding that there is no difference between the holy name of the Lord and the Lord Himself. One who has reached such an understanding should be very much respected by neophyte devotees. One should know for certain that without chanting the holy name of the Lord offenselessly, one cannot be a proper candidate for advancement in Krishna consciousness. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 22.69, it is said, Yahara Komala Shraddha Se Kanishta Jana Krame Krame Tenho Bhakta Ha Ibe Uttama. One, should I continue or some?
Yes.
One whose faith is soft and pliable is called a neophyte, but by gradually following the process, he will rise to the platform of the first class devotee. Everyone begins his devotional life from the neophyte stage, but if one properly finishes chanting the prescribed number of rounds of Harinama, he is elevated step by step to the highest platform, Uttamadhikari. The Krishna consciousness movement prescribes 16 rounds daily because people in the Western countries cannot concentrate for long periods while chanting on beat. Therefore, the minimum number of rounds is prescribed. However, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say that unless one chants at least 64 rounds of japa, 100,000 names, he is considered fallen, patita. According to his calculation, practically every one of us is fallen. But because we are trying to serve the Supreme Lord with all seriousness and without duplicity, we can expect the mercy of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is famous as Patita Pavana, the deliverer of the fallen.
Thank you. So it has a big purport actually. May take a few more. Yeah, that's sorry. Did I change the stop the sharing? Okay. While giving instructions to Sanatan Goswami, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu divided devotional service into three categories. Shastra Yukti Nahi Jane Drida Shraddhavan Madhyamadhikari Sehi Mahabhagyavan. A person whose conclusive knowledge of the Shastra is not very strong, but who has developed firm faith in chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and who is also undeterred in the execution of his prescribed devotional service, should be considered a Madhyamadhikari. Such a person is very fortunate. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 22.67. A Madhyamadhikari is a Shraddhavan, a staunchly faithful person, and he is actually a candidate for further advancement in devotional service. Therefore, the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhyalila 22.64 it is said, Shraddhavan Janohaya Bhakti Adhikari Uttama Madhyama Kanishta Shraddha Anusari. One becomes qualified as a devotee on the elementary platform, the intermediate platform, and the highest platform of devotional service according to the development of his Shraddha faith. Again in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhyalila it is said, Shraddha Sabde Vishwasa Kahe Sudruda Nishchaya, Krishna Bhakti Kaila Sarva Karma Kritahaya. By rendering transcendental service to Krishna, one automatically performs all subsidiary activities. This confident firm faith, favorable to the discharge of devotional service, is called Shraddha. Shraddha, faith in Krishna, is the beginning of Krishna consciousness. Faith means strong faith. The words of Bhagavad Gita are authoritative instruction for faithful men, and whatever Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita is to be accepted as it is, without interpretation. This was the way Arjuna accepted Bhagavad Gita. After hearing Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna told Krishna, Sarvam etam ritam manne yanamam badasi kesava. Oh Krishna, I totally accept as truth all that you have told me. Anybody wants to read now the last part? Here?
I can read, Prabhuji.
Yes, go ahead.
This is the correct way of understanding Bhagavad Gita, and this is called Shraddha. It is not that one accepts a portion of Bhagavad Gita according to his own whimsical interpretations and then rejects another portion. This is not Shraddha. Shraddha means accepting the instructions of Bhagavad Gita in their totality, especially the last instruction, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. Bhagavad Gita 18.66. When one becomes completely faithful in regard to this instruction, one's strong faith becomes the basis for advancing in spiritual life. Next para I should read, Prabhuji.
Yes, yes.
When one fully engages in chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he gradually realizes his own spiritual identity. Unless one faithfully chants the Hare Krishna mantra, Krishna does not reveal himself. Sevon mukhehi jivhado swayam eva spurati adaha. Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu 1.2.234. We cannot realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead by any artificial means. We must engage faithfully in the service of the Lord. Such service begins with the tongue, Sevon Mukhehi Jivhadav, which means that we should always chant the holy names of the Lord and accept Krishna Prasad. We should not chant or accept anything else. When this process is faithfully followed, the Supreme Lord reveals himself to the devotee.
Okay, thank you. When a person realizes himself to be on an eternal servitor of Krishna, he loses interest in everything but Krishna's service. Always thinking Krishna, devising means by which to spread the holy name of Krishna. He understands that his only business is in spreading the Krishna consciousness movement all over the world. Such a person is to be recognized as an Uttamadhikari, and his association should be immediately accepted according to the six processes, Dadati, Pratigrinati, etc. Indeed, the advanced Uttamadhikari Vaishnava devotee should be accepted as a spiritual master. Everything one possesses should be offered to him, for it is enjoined that one should deliver whatever he has to the spiritual master. The brahmachari, in particular, is supposed to beg alms from others and offer them to the spiritual master. However, one should not imitate the behavior of an advanced devotee or Mahabhagavat without being self realized. For by such imitation, one will eventually become degraded. In this verse, Srila Rupa Goswami advises the devotee to be intelligent enough To distinguish between the Kanishtadhikari, Madhyamadhikari, and Uttamadhikari, the devotee should also know his own position and should not try to imitate a devotee situated on a higher platform. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has given some practical hints to the effect that an Uttamadhikari Vaishnava can be recognized by the ability to convert many fallen souls to Vaishnavism. One should not become a spiritual master unless he has attained the platform. Uttamadhikari, a neophyte Vaishnava or a Vaishnava situated on the immediate platform, can also accept disciples, but such disciples must be on the same platform. And it should be understood that they cannot advance very well toward the ultimate goal of life under his insufficient guidance. Therefore, a disciple should be careful to accept an Uttama Adhikari as a spiritual master. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thanks for listening and reading this Nectar Instructions, text 5. So nicely explained the three classes of devotees. And we are very fortunate to have Anand Govind Prabhuji. He is in the call and he has done his pharmaceutical scientist PhD and he wants to share on pranic healing. Can you please turn on your video, Prabhuji? And I also make you as a co-host. He's our dear Shyamlal Prabhuji, those know his brother, and he's visiting from Ahmedabad. He stays there, and we are very grateful to have you here. So please go ahead, Prabhuji, if you like to share any presentation or you'd like to continue. So we'll go until 8:45, and then people will ask questions after that. So maximum by 9 o'clock we will end. So thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Balimardana Prabhu, and thank you for involving me in sharing my presentation. And I am thankful to all the devotees and most importantly, our founder Acharya. We thank to him, His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So I'm going to share the screen. Next. So I will be speaking about importance of health, and especially this idea came into my mind because every one of us has this important factor in our life. The health of a devotee is very important because it will help you to do your devotional service. So I am going directly into what we get information from our Ayurvedic text. It is said that Shariram Madhyam Khalu Dharma Sadhanam. So we keep ourselves fit in order to preserve ourselves to do the devotional service. So that is why the health is important for us. So next.
Yeah, is it moving, Prabhuji? Next, I don't see it.
I'm trying. Yeah. So it is also said that prana che jar sahi hai to prachar. So that is the reason of why our health is so important. So the Ayurvedic text says that samadosha samagnischa samadhatu malakriya prasannatmendriya mana swastha iti abhidyate. So that means that in Ayurveda, it is said that the health means, generally when we say health, generally it is understood that a person is thin, or if he is a fat, then he is not healthy. If he is a thin, he is considered as a healthy. But what Ayurveda says, it takes into account 7 factors. What are those 7 factors? It says that those who have all the balanced, what is that balance of dosha. So there are three doshas: kapha, pitta, vayu dosh. Agnis, there are 13 kind of agnis. Then dhatus, whatever we eat, so it is converted into dhatus. So dhatus are to be balanced, the dosh are to be balanced, the agnis are to be balanced, and also the malakriya, that means what we eat is excreted out as a stool, as a urine, or as a sweat. So that is called malakriya. So all these four process has to be balanced. At the same time, see, these are the things which are concerned with our gross body. But Ayurveda also concerns about, is also explaining about this factor, which is called the mind, the senses, and the soul ultimately. So Ayurveda takes into account both bodies, that is gross body and the subtle body. So it makes a sense because we, as we all of understand, all of us, we know that the human body or any body is consist of two, the gross and the subtle. So this is how the gross body, this is we just go through, move forward fast, because this gross body and subtle body we all know. Now what the next slide shows is there are actually in Upanishads it is mentioned that the gross body, which is called as a sthul sharir. So sthul sharir is what we see, and there are other bodies like this sukshma sharir, which consists of a pranamay kosh. So pranamay kosh, the manomay kosh, the vigyanmay kosh, and then comes the karan sharir, which is anandamay kosh. This is the anandamay kosh, which we refer to as a satchid ananda body. So that is a spiritual. So right now we focus more on the the annamay kosh, which is the gross body. We see us, each other, as healthy or happiness. We see by observing the gross body, which is annamay kosh. But we move into the subtle layer, which is called as a sukshma sarir, and we are mostly we will be talking about the pranamay kosh. So what is that pranamay kosh? So here is the concept of prana. So uh, we must have an idea that in the Mahabharata we come across many heroes who fought in the battle, and one of them is Bhishma Pitama. So Bhishma Pitama, when the Mahabharata battle actually took place, he was the eldest member of the Kuru family, Kuru dynasty, and his age at the time of Mahabharata was 456 years. See, so you can see that by body he is considered as old, but the spirit of fighter, he was there, and it was, the body was 456 years. So this used to be lifespan in our ancient history. The heroes, so they, of course, that was the another age, but see, he was old, but still, because he has more pran. So that is the concept of pran. Now let us understand in somewhat another level. So pran is that force which connects the gross body and the subtle body. So we are doing many work. So we are working, we are sitting, we are singing, we are doing all activities from our gross body. But what is that force? We already know that the driving force we understand from Bhagavad Gita and that text, that the soul, because of the soul, the gross body is working. But what is that force which connects these two? That is subtle and the gross body, and that is called as a life force. So there are actually major life force which are described here. There are five pranas. So they are prana, apana, vyana, samana, and udan. So these are the actually forces which keep our body moving. And because it is subtle, we cannot see it. Now, here is also the text about the concept of prana is also mentioned in several times in Bhagavad Gita, especially the chapter 4, chapter 6, and chapter 15. Here is a chapter 15. It says in the 14th number verse that aham vaishvanaro bhutva praninam deham ashrita prana apana samayukta panchami annam chaturvidam. So it is clear that Lord says that the life force which is responsible for digesting the food we eat is this pran, which is as we understand that it is in the stomach. So their concepts of pran is there. Now we can see from this diagram, this is very important to see. See, near the chest region, there is a near the chest region, and there is a neck region. So there is a pran. So in the head region, there is let me see what is the time. 8:40. Okay, I have to go 10 minutes. Okay, so see these are 5 kinds of
8:30
pran.
right now, Broji, not 8:40.
Okay.
8:30.
I have to close at 8:40, right? So you
No,
can see.
8:45 you can go, no problem.
Yeah. So I need not explain. I will talk about this later. Okay. Now there is a very why I showed this slide, because it has also been studied in the neuroscience that they have a concept of the medical science has already this study is already going on. Many of the neurologists have accepted this fact that when we see our brain in this part of the brain, the top part of the brain, there are cells which are thousands in numbers, and they are actually oscillating, right? Oscillating, and actually they are in chaotic condition. Now, when this chaotic condition is brought into the control, then the mind becomes calm, right? The mind becomes calm, and then the mind is able to quick think in a proper way. So by doing this exercise, which I will just show you what is pranayam and how it controls. So just for your information, so just like we have veins which helps in blood circulation, so the pran is actually flowing in our body, and the pran, as we know that we are the soul, part and parcel of the super soul. So we are just like a tiny universe. So there should be a proper flow of energy within our body. If the proper flow of energy is blocked, then we suffer disease. Just like the flow of blood is blocked, then we suffer from heart attack. So the concept is that in our body there are many subtle channels, which is called as a nadi. So there are many texts which are describing their numbers, but primarily they are 3 in numbers, major nerves, which are this left part is called as a Chandra Nadi, the middle one is called as a Shushumna Nadi, and the right one is called as a Sun, or the Pingla Nadi. Now, when we say channelizing, then the proper balance is made between these flow, and that is the reason that by doing this process, which is called asana and pranayam, it creates a balance, and then this balance is actually helping us to maintain all the 5 kinds of pran. For example, we showed the pran which was near the navel is called as a saman vayu. So that vayu helps us to maintain our digestive system. The vayu which is flowing near our neck is helping us to maintain the nervous system. the vayu which is actually helping us to to pass to release our excretion from our body. So that is called as a apan. So that is why Lord says pran apan samayuktam in the Bhagavad Gita chapter 15. So that is a balancing actually. Now what is conscious breathing? Conscious breathing, just take the example, if you see the tortoise, their inhalation and exhalation is 4 per minute. So in a minute they inhale exhale four times, but a human being inhales and exhales for about 15 times. So you see that the life of the tortoise is several hundreds of years than human being. And there are other animals like the dogs and the cats. Their inhalation and exhalation, their respiration is very fast, and that is why their lifespan is very less. So what our transcendentalists have done it, they have controlled this breathing technique. They have channelized the breathing technique to increase the span of life, and also to channelize the energy, so it helps in maintaining the health, right? So that was the conscious breathing. What I say, yeah, I'm just talking about conscious breathing. So conscious means when you inhale and exhale, we are aware of the breathing pattern. So this has to be done, and this requires some training. So by conscious breathing, we can actually increase our span of life, and also increase our the healthy conditions. Now what is the qualification and eligibility to do it? So uh, anyone can do it actually, because these are devised for human only. So all age group, all even children, even old age people can do it. Men, women, everyone can do it, and that requires discipline and training. So it involves, so how the channelizing is done by three process. One is by having controlled diet, which is called mitahar, that comes under discipline. Then asana and pranayam has to be done. So all three has to be taken into account, and this can be done under proper guidance. Now uh, let us understand one most important thing about asana and exercise. Unless we understand that, we will not have attraction towards asana. So what we see, that exercise, any exercise, let it be a jogging, let it be going to gymnasium, let it be going to swimming. So it is a muscular process. It increases your muscles, and it is useful for only for the gross body. It is useful for the gross body. But asana is making you, making you very flexible, and your face becomes glowing, because it involves gross body and subtle body both. Now this exercise increases your rajogun and tamogun, whereas asana, because it involves gross and subtle body, so but it increases the satogun. Now in exercise, there is no specific breathing pattern. For example, some exercise, say 50 push-ups or 100 push-ups, there is no breathing pattern involved. And because it is not involving breathing pattern, so as we just understood, the ida and pingala nadi requires proper balancing, and the brain becomes uh, cool and calm, which is not possible in exercise. But whereas in asana, the prana is involved, and so nervous system is improved, memory increases, and mind becomes very cool. And exercise involves energy consuming process. You run or you swim, so you increase your burden on in the heart, so blood circulation increases. Whereas in the asana, the energy is conserved. That is most important thing, that energy is conserved, and it is conserved in subtle form, and it is stored in the kanda. And again, when we speak of pran, it is subtle. So it involves storage, and this as long as you just like chanting of the Mahamantra. So it makes you connect, it connects you to the super soul or Krishna. So it involves the subtle movement, subtle motion. In the exercise, your diet increases. You increase your diet, but in the asana, it involves mitahar. That means control of the diet. So it does not gives it does not make your body heavy. It is moderate. Exercise is very expensive, but whereas asana does not involve any cost. So these are major difference between an exercise and asana. But exercise, uh, uh, generally people understand that by doing asana it will take longer time. It is age, some years will go on, right? It will consume so many years, but when we go to gym we will be fit. But it is not a fact, because uh, even doing asana can give you enormous health benefit, and it makes your body fit. And not necessary that you have to spend several months or several years to get your body in proper shape. But asana helps you to do it even in 30 days or 15 days, which is better than going to gym. Oh, where is that? Huh. Yeah. Yeah. Over. Okay. Okay. So there are the benefits. So by doing asana and pranayam, your obesity can be brought under control because it involves the subtle energy. So it improves your memory. It enhances your positive thing. Generally, people are overloaded with the overthinking concept. Overthinking. Many people come to me and say, many thoughts come into my mind. My mind is running fast. I'm not able to control, like that. So by doing asana, you get your positive energy, and you will be energetic for the whole day. So spending few minutes, say 35 minutes or 45 minutes, you can increase your mental fitness, body fitness, spiritual fitness. So these are the benefits of having pranayam and asana. Anything else? So I am now expecting questions and any comments.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So you can maybe unshare your screen and then we can go for some
Yes,
questions and
yes.
answers. So please. So devotees, please unmute and please give an enthusiastic questions, curious questions. So raise your hand in the one. I see Rasika Sudhi Mataji. But in the meantime, anybody likes to ask question, and Suresh Prabhuji, can you also check in our social media if they are in YouTube or anything, they can put a comment
Sure.
and we'll be able to help it out. So please go ahead, Rasika Sudhi. Just a minute, 1 second. Let me what happened here? A spotlight. Yeah, Rasika Sudhi Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Very nice presentation, Prabhuji. Very nicely explained, connecting to our Vedas as well, so nicely. Also, just wanted to add, Prabhuji, like you mentioned about Annamaya, Kosha, Manomaya, and Pranamaya. That's in that slide. So if that prana is not controlled, even whatever we eat, the Annamaya, it's not connecting. So that connection also is coming from here. No matter how much we eat, it doesn't go to the next layer. So just wanted to express my thought that
Right, you're right. Yes, you're right. Because the Annamay only this is food consciousness. So everyone is like food conscious, but the pran consciousness will actually transform your the vitality into next level, and that is why it is important. The pranmay connects. It is the channel which helps you to connect, and food is very important for us, for all of us. And the most important thing, yeah, I would like to add is that I have seen that many people who are doing it in a regular basis under proper training have actually I have seen many people who had diabetes, many people who had many problems related to nervous system, um, have got benefited. Yeah, they were benefited in just 30 minutes. I mean, 30 days of these asana and pranayam. And I find it very useful. In fact, devotees, I think, because you know, just important thing to add you about this is that our lifespan is fixed. Our lifespan is fixed. When we take birth, our lifespan is fixed. But when we hold the breath through pranayam, so it increases. I mean, how the life increases is nothing but the inhalation and exhalation, the kumbhak which we hold the breath. So it helps us, because the breaths are fixed actually. So if you increase the breath, it increases your lifespan. So we all need to increase your lifespan because we all need to serve more and more and be fit for service. And that is why I wanted that everyone and should take some time out and do some pranayam and asana. And it is a traditional approach and it has no side effects. Because personally, I am from pharmaceutical background. So I know how medicines act and what are the side effects, and it helps actually. Even if you are taking some medicines, if you do this pranayama and asana, it will help you to improve your health.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So I think Prema Madhuri has another questions. Please go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for the wonderful, that was really nice session on pranic healing. This was first time for me to understand all these topics. Maybe I would have to go through it once again to understand it thoroughly. But my question is mainly on the first slide you showed about the three sharir, Karana sharir and Sukshma sharir. So it was not on prana, but Sukshma Sarir. Is that okay if I ask that question?
Yeah, please go ahead.
So the Sukshma Sarir is like made up of my intelligence, false ego, and mind, right?
Right.
So how I tried searching this on the internet, how it is like on the soul is the covering of all these layers. So in the Bhagavad Gita, there is a shloka which says that for intelligence is the next door to Atma. So then
Yeah.
where is the mind? Where is the covering for the mind? That is my main question.
Okay. So Bhagavad Gita says this first is the grass, then comes these senses, then comes the mind, then comes the intelligence, and after that, as you rightly said, is the soul. But you see, if we read Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam and texts like that, it talks about the gross body and subtle body. So gross body is that five Prithvi, Jal, Agni, Vayu, Akash, and then that three, which is Man, Buddhi, and Ahankar. So these are the Man, Buddhi, Ahankar is considered the subtle body. And now there are other classifications. For example, what is referred to here as the Anandamay Kosh, um, for the transcendentalist who are discussing this on the level, because they consider that the soul and the super soul on the same level. So their classification is somewhat different. This is what I have understood, but mostly as in the Upanishad, it has five layers, the five sheaths, the grass, I mean the Annamay Kosh, the Pranamay Kosh, the Manomay Kosh, the what is that? After that Manomay Kosh, there is the fourth, and the fifth is the blissful, which is for us.
Vijnanamaya. Vijnanamaya.
Manomay and Manomay and Vigyanmay. Yeah, Anandmay. Yeah, final is the Anandmay Kosh. So Anandmay Kosh, which we as a worshipper of Lord in the form, I mean the personalist, we consider that Anandmay as the Satchid Ananda, Satchid Ananda. But they consider this as a super soul and soul at the same level. So there is some difference in the classification of our understanding of the personal concept of God and the impersonal concept of the God. So there is slight difference. I also do not agree to certain extent, but what we are taking, actually I am discussing this part which is a part of Ashtanga Yoga actually. So Ashtanga Yoga part, the final part is called as the when they go to samadhi, right? Samadhi. But our samadhi actually starts from working for Krishna, thinking about Krishna. So there is some difference in understanding actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Nivamati.
Thank you.
So is there anyone who would like to ask question? Please unmute yourself. So one thing in the meantime, people processing their mind.
Yeah.
Ongoing project. Just wanted to know, as you know, Haridas Thakur used to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra in various methods silently in Manasa and, by different breathings and loudly. So similarly, the pranayam or the prana to people who does, breathing exercise and all, by introducing that you do this pranayam process, you chanting, is there any mechanism that you also get? Because it's a double benefit, right? As you're saying, your diabetes is gone.
Yeah.
You're taking
Yeah.
certain procedures of taking breath. So is that a way we chant Hare Krishna in that way, or it will be considered offensive? Or can you give some insight?
See, what I am discussing, actually, just let us understand the actually the when we speak about the Ashtanga Yoga. So in the Ashtanga Yoga, there is a Yam Niyam, first two, then Pranayam, Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahar, the fifth one, and then after that there is Dhyan, Dharana, and Samadhi. So what we are talking, I'm just speaking about, is we are on the level of Yam Niyam, which is same as the do's and don'ts in Krishna consciousness, right? Yam Niyam. But then second level is what I'm presenting right now is the Asan, Pranayam, and Pratyahar. This Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahar is actually part of this Ashtanga Yoga. So this Asan, Pranayama, and Pratyahar is coming under the category called Hatha Yoga. And then the Dhyan, Dharana, and Samadhi is coming under Raj Yoga. So when we are talking about actually Haridas Thakur, they are already elevated, liberated souls. So when they chant, they need they are not sadhakas. They are not sadhakas like us. So in this Ashtanga Yoga also it is said that you need to go step 1 up to 9. 1 Yam Niyam Asan Prana Asan Yam Niyam Asan Pranayam Pratyahar Dhyan Dharana and Samadhi. So there also it is said that you cannot jump directly to Samadhi, or you cannot. So you need, I mean, there is a sadhak level. So they also say that by practicing, one who actually practice, but such a yogi is very rare to be seen in Kali Yuga. So previously they used to connect with the Lord by following all the process from 1 to 9. 1 to 8.
Yeah. Thank you, Projit. I think that helps. And I think I have one more question also, if you allow me.
Yeah.
Or if anybody in the call, please unmute or please raise your hand. Don't be shy. So one more thing is related to the food and the various things which they give, right? Ayurveda says something is nice, then other scientists process they said it is not nice,
Yes.
and there is always contradiction. So sometimes we hear, oh, you everybody must eat, berries, then you get
Right.
benefit.
Yes.
Then
Yes.
also it is sometimes it says, okay, you eat nuts, you get benefit, then you get contradiction. Oh,
Right.
by
Right.
eating these berries, you get
Right. Right.
some other problem. Then he said, oh, nuts are really
Yeah.
coming, got a problem.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So
Right.
how do you really, what is the
I
reconciled methods?
Yeah,
What is
it
the
is a
thing?
very, yeah,
What is
it is
bona
a
fide?
very, it is a very interesting question, and yeah, everybody has this in mind, but you have rightly raised it, and it is very relevant actually. Uh, Unlike the modern medicine, in modern medicine they prescribe a general thing to everyone. So same trend is also being followed by Ayurvedic, but unfortunately the real person who knows Ayurveda will never say randomly to any person. What a person should eat, what a person should not eat, actually depends on the prakriti of a individual person. And actual Ayurvedic first assesses what is the prakriti of the person. And then it is not a general rule that everyone should eat nuts or everyone should drink milk. And also, Ayurveda prescribes there are three things: the uh, dincharya, then the ritucharya, and the nishacharya. So Ayurveda prescribes to a particular person a particular diet. It is not that, for example, see the salad. A person who is having vat should not eat salad. But generally, we say eating salad is very helpful, right? So a person who is having a vat dose should not eat salad. This is the Ayurveda prescription. How he should eat? He should eat in by adding this some what is that called, the
Black pepper?
black pepper, right? So they should eat by using putting some black pepper. If they do it without using the black pepper, then it will not be beneficial for that. So it's on similar line, we have to see case by case, right? It is not like modern medicine that if you have a headache, get the paracetamol. It is not like that. So a proper, when we go to a proper Ayurvedic person, he will see the nadi and he will ask several questions, and based on that he will understand, does he belong to Kapha Prakriti? Does he belong to Vat Prakriti? Does he belong to what is that? Pith. So, or there can be mixture of this. So, expert Ayurveda will understand by analyzing it properly, and that is called diagnosis. Unfortunately, we are habitual of watching this, YouTubes. So we generally think that, oh, this is so on, so it is applicable for us. So it is not a right way. We should consult the Ayurveda, right Ayurveda.
Thank you. Okay, so we'll have one last question. Anyone, please unmute yourself. Don't be shy.
Yeah, please ask questions, because by asking questions, I can understand whether, how what kind of explanation needed and how much I should prepare for the next. And I would be happy. I'm here for the next 2 weeks, right? Next week I am here in Livermore for another 15 days. So I would be happy if people ask me questions related to, because I have done this series of seminars, and I have helped. I mean, I am also helping. I lost my 7 kgs of weight in just 30 days, and I am feeling very happy, and it helps me also to rise in Mangalarti. It automatically, the importance of pran. I just give me 2 minutes. The importance of pran is that it helps me, helps everybody. If you do pranayam and asana, then automatically your diet is controlled, your sleeping is controlled, and your wake up is also controlled. and your chanting, most important, that your all the services of the Lord is controlled. So that is the reason why I am just insisting. Of course, this is the yogis are doing it, but we are taking advantage to maintain our health and keep ourselves fit in the service of Srila Prabhupada. So that is why I'm insisting that everyone should go for it. And it is not costing anything. And I am ready to give online classes also when I am back in India. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. I think we have Jain. She has some questions. Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, if you can explain all these kosha in a little bit detail, like Anmay Kosh, Pranamay Kosh, and all that, little bit in a detail.
Okay.
Will
It will take some minutes, but I will try to explain. See, the first is the food consciousness, and that is called Annamay Kosh. The second is the concept of pran. When a person understands, just like, when a child is there, he puts everything in his mouth, right? And that is called Annamay Avastha. So that is, it is explained as a Brahma Pucham, 5 concepts that is given in actually chapter 13. If you read chapter 13 of Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita, in the purport, it is nicely explained. But anyway, I will tell you. Chapter 15, verse number 5, purport. So Annamay is that consciousness in which childish consciousness or eating consciousness or animal consciousness. So that is Annamaya Avastha. Second layer is the Pranamaya, means when the person understands that I need to be, I am life. I am something more than what is related to food. So that comes the second consciousness level. Then third is manomay. Manomay means then he starts thinking. Manomay, thinking, feeling, willing. That is manomay course. Then he comes that to the level that no, apart from this, I am not this mind, I am something else. That comes the Vigyanmay course. Vigyanmay course, that I am conscious and I am something, I am not this complete body, I am something else. That comes to the Vigyanmay course. And then comes the level that yes, I am the soul, but I am part and parcel of the supreme soul. My consciousness should be purified. I am not this body. I am the servant of Krishna. And when he actually chants purely in pure pure chanting, then he can, while chanting also, he can feel the bliss, and that is called as an Anandamay Kosh, which we feel when when we chant in the early morning and we chant purely. Then we get that consciousness that we are Sat Chid Anand. We are not this body, we are part and parcel of Krishna. So in short, I have tried to explain you.
Very good, Prabhuji. Thank you for your wonderful insight. Thank you, Mataji. And thank you, everyone, for joining tonight and listening to Prabhuji and the Nectar of Instruction. It was so auspicious. And please raise your hand and chant Hare Krishna mantra for Prabhuji's, for his
Hare
wonderful,
Krishna.
so giving a
Please bless
gratitude.
me
Thank
that I can serve you, all the devotees, and well, I'm in US, and also when I'm back, so you can, I am there to help you out. And my brother is here in Livermore. You can also contact Shyamlal Prabhu. And I'm
Yeah,
thankful
Samalal
to
Prabhuji, very
Balimardana Prabhu for I have been hearing his glories when I was in India, that Balimardana Prabhu is involving so many living entities to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. So I was very attracted to Balimardana Prabhu, and that's why I wanted to. He was already, I saw last week he was in the camp. So
thank you
I'm
very
very
much,
much
Prabhuji.
thankful to him.
Yeah.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you very much, Samalal Prabhu, for bringing your brother. And please raise your hand and chant Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama.
Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Thank you, everyone, for joining. And see you on Saturday. We have another brahmachari is joining. We'll be sending out in the WhatsApp group. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Srila Prabhupada ki
Ki
jai.